Welcome back. I can't think of any knitting puns. Apparently I finished all my material. Enjoy the show.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 112. Welcome to my knitting channel. If you are not aware, we are aware that we're having sound issues. We've been having them for some time, and we have been slowly replacing every little thing in our setup. We have changed every cable. We have changed the surge protector. We have changed the laptop, the camera, like 4 different microphones. No idea where the sound... Tormund? He's playing in a Chewy box. Do you mind? He is my version of Emmanuel, I swear to God. So... Tormund. No, Torm. No. Tormund! So Emmanuel. Tormund, get off the box. Now. Off. Tormund. Don't do it. As I was saying, we're aware of the sound issues. Sounds like static, and it happens the most inopportune times in the show, like when I'm reading off the name of a giveaway winner, or if I'm telling you about something important. I try to cut around those as much as possible. So I am aware, and I can't hear it when it's happening. I can only hear it on playback. I don't know what it is. Now I can hear the fan in there. I can hear the fan in the laptop. The other laptop didn't have a fan. This one has a fan. I can hear the fan. I'm wondering if the mic's going to pick up the fan. I can hear it from where I'm sitting. And I'm like this far from it. And I can hear it. A little metallic scratching. Let's start, shall we? I am not wearing anything knit today because I am 3 days from my surgery now, and I have to wash with a chlorhexidrine based wash every night, and put on clean clothes and put clean bedding on, and it's a nightmare. So I am not, it smells too. I don't like the smell of it. I think it's supposed to be perfumed, but it smells not pleasant to me. But of course, because of my issues, any weird smell is unpleasant to me. So let's start. I'm hoping that the static sometimes it shows up in the beginning and then it goes away by the end. So I'm hoping it's working itself out. So let's start with whips. My first whip is the Slumber Shawl by West Knits. I am at an impasse. Surprise. I might have enough for... Okay, here's where I'm at in the pattern. This is the last of it, of the color one. I'm at the part of the pattern where we're done with these, and we're done with the main section, and now we have to make increases, and I think add in the fourth color, but we're the third. I don't remember. It doesn't matter because I want to use up as much of this as I can. So I wanted to do one more repeat and see how much yarn that took, so I can plan out how many more repeats I can do, so that I can figure out how many I need to do the fade to my next color, which is this color. They are almost like the opposite colors. This is Malabrigo Rios. This is in the colorway Lotus. And this is the colorway Chris, K-R-I-S, which is my name. So they are like the opposite of each other. Where this is like the pinky and the, I guess, mauvey color, and then the turquoise and the minty, it's like the opposite, kind of, which is why I chose these two colors together. So I kind of haven't decided, because I figure all I really need to, there's increases, and I'm sure the increases are to set up for the last part, because that part is different than this. And I'm trying to figure out where I want the fade to be in that, if I want this to be this color and then we fade, and that's where we do, because then these yarn overs are in more sections. Right now it's just down the spine, and for the end part they are along. Then I think it's like old shale. I haven't looked ahead, but their yarn overs, it's not old shale because there aren't the accompanying decreases. It's just yarn overs. So I'm assuming it's going to be old shale, maybe. So I just have to figure out the stitch counts, the repeat for whatever that thing is. It's getting cold in here. It's 30 degrees out today. It's very cold. So because I'm at an impasse here, I'm putting this away for now, because it's a little too much brain power than I can give to it right now. And like I said, I haven't decided where I want the fade to come in. If I want it to start I think I want it to start at the other color. We could fade into the other color and then start the other. I can't right now, so I'm just not. That's my motto right now. I can't right now, so I'm just not. Okay, what is next? Okay, guys. Okay, this is my other whip. It is a double layer hat. That is my own pattern that I've told you a million times. I probably should write it down though. I do a pinhole cast on of 8 stitches, and then I increase by 8 stitches I increase with KFBs. I have to block that better. Why do I keep hearing like a dragon? I don't know what that noise is. I have to block that out better. It's from laddering, that's just the laddering. I need to pull it together more. So this is sport weight. This is Willow Verbena, Willow Yarns Verbena. 100 grams, 370 yards. It's a single ply, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. I did not know it was a single ply when I bought it. And this is the color Foliage. I hate single ply yarns. Hi, if you're new here. I hate single ply yarn. I hate it because my favorite backward loop cast on will shred the yarn. Cannot do that cast on with a single ply yarn. It will unwind the yarn as you're doing the cast on, and when you pull it, the yarn will just pull apart. So I hate it. So that's why I'm making these hats. I'm going to donate these when they're done to my local cat rescues that I'm no longer working for, so they can auction them off. My problem is my gauge. So that's like part of this hat, and then I blocked it, and then I started another one, which is the same yarn, but this is in the colorway a Seabed. These are self-striping, single ply, sport weight. So that one was on a 3.5, and this is on a 3.25. This has not been blocked yet, so you can see the laddering that I get on my join. That's the join that I need to... Really, if you just pull with a needle around, it's fine, because it's real tight on the other spots, because that's a KFB, that hole. So I'm trying to find the right gauge and the right stitch count, because I want these to be similar to my Sockhead hat. So that one is a 3.5 with 120 stitches, and this is on a 3.25 with 128 stitches. So we'll see which I blocked the other one. It got big enough where you can kind of put it on, and then I blocked it to see, and I was like, it's a little flimsier. It's going to be double layered, but it's a little flimsier than I wanted, so I wanted to try the 3.25, so I got to get a little bit further down in there to be able to try it on and block it and see what I think of it. So since those are just that's just stockinette in the round, very, very easy. Since I'm not doing my tops, I thought I could have those going, and since I have all those verbenas, which are self-striping and cool colors, I thought those would probably be pretty popular as hats, as double layer hats that I could have the rescues. They have like silent auctions and stuff, so I figured I could still do some good while I'm not able to help them right now. The other thing is really cool, and you've seen it before. I told you this was going to be done this time, and it would have been, except this is the coolest thing. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I love indie dyed yarns. I'm going to see if you notice anything about this, if you could tell anything about this. I switch. If you could see this side over here, it is, the speckles are lighter, and then as you go to here, the speckles get really dark. And I thought it was just a trick of the eye until you do this. And you go, wow! It's like a speckled fade. How cool is that? This is Laughing Cat Fibers, who's one of my favorites. So this is very interesting because this was dyed in a hank. So the loop, right? Loop of fibers. So I think what happened is when she was dyeing probably this entire batch, I'm speculating because I don't know. I have not asked her. I have not contacted her at all. I stopped when I got here and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. It's not going to be a cowl because I know what I want it to be now. So I think when she had it looped in a hank, sitting in the bath, all lined up, she probably does 4 or 5 at a time, maybe 6, depending on how. I think she uses the I never know what to call it. I think she uses the same setup as me, which is the chafing dish, the food cooker. It's a cooker. It's not a crock pot. It's it's metal. It's a metal box. And you put steam in it, you put water in it, and then you put a pan in it. And in the pan, I could fit 4 or 5, depending on the size of the skein. And each manufacturer kind of does their skeins differently. As to the size of the loop, the size of, like, the length of the loop. So some are shorter loops and some are longer loops. Hey, stop it. Lola! They're allowed to be there. Stop it. So, what I think happened is when she had them stacked, like you put what they're next to each other. But I'm thinking as a single skein, they must have been pretty like stacked, not tangled. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a free skein. But when it's all in the loop and you've got your figure 8 times, it's how a hank comes when you untwist the hank and it's in a big loop. So you put the loop in your pan. Sometimes it'll be twisted and it's kind of hard to make sure they're out and nothing's twisted and they're just set in there good. So it looks like she probably heavily speckled one side more than the other because you have to flip through or the bottom side doesn't get any dye on it, especially when you're speckling. You might have to switch them and then get to the inside and get speckles all the way around. So it looks like one side was more heavily speckled than the other, and to get it in this way where it almost makes a fade, I don't think that's purpose. I don't think you can do that on purpose. You can try, but I think it's more like I got lucky and my yarn skein was not twisted around very much. So I decided I love this so much that it's speckled this way that I want to do, I think it's my Carrie shawl, the one that is stockinette and then mesh. It's half stockinette and then half mesh. So the heavily part could be the mesh part and this could be up by the face and then heavily come down to the mesh, which is fine because this is an MCM and I love MCN by my face. So I just look at that. Isn't that amazing? That I don't know how, because if I could see this being on purpose, if it was like a sock blank and you did on purpose where that's probably how you would have to recreate this, was make a sock blank and make sure you just heavily speckle towards one end and lightly speckle on the other end. I don't know how she did this. I in my mind, it has to be just luck, like just luck. I don't know how you can prepare this way. So this is getting redone into a shawl because I love it so much, and that's such a shock that it came out that way that I was like, no, this has to be so you can see it. So then what I did is I took apart a shawl I had made out of one of her other colors. This is Blacktails. It is a UV reactive. This is also on an MCN base, but it's on a different MCN base. This is not the one with the recycled nylon. This is a different base. This is less yardage. So it made a smaller shawl, so I didn't mind taking it apart. Plus, you know how I am with, I use up the very last bit. I'm just wondering what's going on with my elderly neighbor. I hope she's okay. She had visitors today, which is out of the norm. So it's still MCN. It's still going to be soft and it'll be care. And there's less yardage, so it's okay that the cowl can have less yardage. The other one has more yardage, so that'll be great as a shawl. So this is a blacktail. These are UV reactive. But because I still wanted a cowl, I still wanted to do the Sockhead Cowl. I also wanted to caveat, you guys, I got a hole in my bag, my vinyl bag, and it looks like a puncture hole it's from the inside, so I think it was from, yeah. That fits the tip of my needle perfectly. You have a vinyl bag, use protectors or stuff these into your cake. Because now I'm mad. Because this is one of my favorite bags. This is from Whimsy Stitches. This is one of my favorite bags. This is for some sort of gay pride, I think. With the rainbow. I'm pretty sure. I love this bag. Perfect for one skein. Actually, absolutely perfect for one skein. I'm real mad that I perforated it with my very sharp Chiaco needles. So, remember to protect your bags from your needles. Those are all my whips. If you noticed, I did not show you my bamboo pop hat that is gray. I think it was Storm Cloud. That is in my bag for the hospital. That is what I will be working on while before my surgery and after my surgery. And so that has been put away. So I'm working on other easy things, right? Okay. So that is still being worked on. It's just not actively being worked on because I don't want to finish it before my surgery. I'll be having surgery in a few days, so I might put up a short a few days after. I'll probably post some pictures or maybe do something on Instagram, so check that if you're really worried, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm expecting to skip right after the Wednesday after my surgery, the Friday after my surgery. So skip the 10th, but I should see you back. Oh, this is my old surgery date on it. I expect to have a video for you next, another episode on the 17th. So I'll see you for that. If you want to send good juju or anything, totally feel free to do so. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I don't know.